Social and environmental responsibility. Environmental injustice refers to the living conditions of people who are disadvantaged and poor. These people often live in unhealthy living environments where they have a lack of resources such as poor sanitation, no running water, no electricity, or no refuse removal. These things all mean that these people have fewer opportunities to make differences in their lives by making their own choices. Social injustice then refers to the people themselves who live in unfair situations where they cannot improve their quality of life. One of the ways that social injustice happens is as a result of crime and violence. This is where people may be robbed of their necessities, left impoverished, or they have incurred some kind of physical harm that makes them unable to find work again. The people then live in fear. Crime itself is a form of social injustice because the victims are left in a situation where they cannot live in true freedom, but they instead live in fear. Another thing that can create social injustice is human rights violations such as domestic violence, xenophobia and racism, unfair government such as the previous South African apartheid government, or government corruption. When the government is corrupt, money is spent on things that could be spent on the poor, improving their quality of life. Apartheid itself is a really important factor to consider when it comes to social injustice in South Africa today. Those who were disadvantaged because of apartheid many years ago still find it difficult to get out of the difficulty that was created because of the apartheid era. Ultimately, the greatest social injustice is the fact that there's this huge divide between the rich and the poor. Nelson Mandela once said that as long as poverty persists, that there would be no true freedom. In South Africa, we fought for freedom for so long. The poor can't truly live in freedom because they can't make their own choices. Nelson Mandela also said that ending poverty is not an act of charity, but an actual act of justice. To fight for justice means that we fight for what is right and fair. So what Nelson Mandela is implying is that we shouldn't help the poor simply to be kind, but because it is the right thing and something we should all do. So what we can do is choose social justice and environmental justice as important values of our own, to ensure that we live the kind of lives that actually seek to help those around us, to actually put an end to the injustices that are in